Good Wednesday morning, Market Chameleons, and everyone joining us for the first time. Thanks for coming by and checking out the Market Chameleon pre-market show. This man, Dimitri Pargamonic. How you doing, D?
Good morning, Will. How are you?
Good. You want to start with the disclaimer?
Yep. Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, keep in mind Will and I and Market Chameleon, we're not a registered investment advisor. We're not a broker dealer. We're not telling you what to do. We're just sharing ideas. If you need advice, call your registered investment advisor, call your broker. That's what they're there for. There's the disclaimer.
Excellent.
And I'm going to share my screen. While I'm doing that, if you're joining us for the first time, Will and I, we do these shows in the morning to try to help answer questions you may have about the Market Chameleon tools, the data, the analytics. If you have a question, type it into that live chat on YouTube. Will's watching it. He'll read it back to me. And to give you guys a couple minutes to put those questions in, we'll start out looking at the pre-market report to see if we could get insights, what's going on in a pre-market hours, and then we'll move on to the questions. Okay, so the pre-market report over here, up top, we have a calendar view that summarizes the pre-market activity for that date. If you wish to go back in time to a historical date, you can use the calendar. You could open it up here or tab on one of these available up top. We do show the last week, so you could see the summary stats if you wanted to just eyeball for any kind of patterns or trends. Today we're on February 7th. We're here, and so far we see we have 452 stocks that are trading higher in a pre-market, 321 stocks trading lower. If we come down here to the volume, we have 111 million shares trading on up volume, 100 million shares trading on down volume. And if we convert that volume to dollar value, that's the notional value, we have $2.3 billion worth of stock trading higher versus $2.2 billion worth of stock trading lower. So it looks a little bit like a mixed bag. We do have more stocks that are trading higher in the pre-market, so maybe a slight bullish lean so far in the pre-market trading. Let's look at it from a couple more perspectives, then we will move on to the questions. So I'm going to come down here, and now we see a list of different stock symbols that are trading in the pre-market with the price changes, volume, alerts, and the list is separated into three groups. The most active, our biggest percentage gainers, and biggest percentage decliners. Here we see 69 stocks made our biggest percentage gainers list and 68 on our biggest percentage decliners. That also is pretty much balanced. So a couple things about this list. We do set certain thresholds for liquidity, price changes, volume, because things in a pre-market can be very liquid. They could also trade very low volume. So to make this list, the stock has to be trading in the pre-market hours, meet our thresholds, and it's a stock that's listed on a major U.S. exchange. But that also will include any security that is an ETF. It could be a leveraged product. It could be an inverse ETF, closed-end fund, preferred, whatever that security listed on the U.S. exchange. And to narrow it down to a small group of stocks, we could start using the filters above. So if you do have a watch list, this filter here, if you click on it, it'll show you the names of all your saved watch lists. And if you want to screen for the group of stocks that you're following. You could use that filter, and the list below will get filtered by those stocks. We're going to use this filter here in ETF for our example. I'm going to click on it, and you see a list of different ETFs to select from. We're going to use this ETF, SPY. When I click on it, the list below will get filtered by stocks that are holdings in the SPY ETF. And here, which are the S&P 500 constituents, right? So here we see 12 made our largest percentage gainers, 8 on our biggest percentage decliners. So maybe this shows a slight bullish lean in the pre-market trading based on those that perspective. We see some earnings coming out, so these alerts are letting us know that these stocks just reported earnings, so those could be reacting to that. And well, I did give it a couple minutes. We're into it already, so I'm going to take questions now. Stop there.
Yeah, nothing has popped up. Actually, we just had a new Chameleon just showed up, and can you go over he asks, it's not a do. He asks, hello, can you go over the pre-market tools? What's the best tool to catch steady volume increase in the pre-market is what he's asking. And then he asks, is the pre-market feed delayed 15 minutes?
So I'm not sure what that requirement is that you said about steady volume. I'm not sure what those are conditions. We don't have a tool like that. Unless you maybe define those conditions, and maybe we could look it up if we could get something close. But the pre-market report, this report, the market data, the stock market data, is on a 15-minute delay. The idea behind this pre-market report is that it summarizes the data in a pre-market. It points to things that are occurring in pre-market. You could look at, if you open it up, you could see actually, here, we'll start here. If I open it up on like ENPH, if you click on it, then you get more details about the trading in the pre-market. Right, we could see the volume bars, where most of the volume at what prices were the trades concentrated at. Here we see a breakdown of the volume by trade size, how much of it were small trades, how much of the trades were look like from retail, professional, institutional, and at what levels. Also a breakdown by the lit and dark exchanges over here. So, this is just an example. So the idea here is that you could get much deeper in